going to get right into it, so let's talk about it.
It was an inventory check.
It was.
Sure, I didn't really know what was all going on in my life until everything kind of got shut down. I didn't realize that I wasn't taking care of myself.
Yeah,
like, and
I mean, you probably should.
My goodness, like it all showed itself in the weeks. Like, for one, I had anxiety because I felt like I should be serving somebody. Like I should be doing something for somebody else. I'm supposed to be cutting hair. It wasn't even about the money for a while. You know what I'm saying? It's just about I'm supposed to be doing something. Somebody's calling me, you know, trying to figure out when are we get back. Because initially it was 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? We were supposed to be shut down. So all my clients asked me, like, when we get back to it.
Right.
And I'm steady trying to get it the next day and the next day. And then once I turned into myself and realized, like, what it feels like to get 8 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? What it means to actually have a solid breakfast in the morning, to have a lunch, to sit down, to just compile your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? That made the difference. Like, I didn't realize
that you had some actual me time.
Yeah, like I didn't even realize that I didn't have me time. Like I've created all of these coping mechanisms on how to treat myself bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once I, got some time to myself, I realized what was there, what was missing. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you don't realize what's missing until everything gets shut down. So I had to face myself.
What's crazy is I hear both of you mention it. We almost had like eras of like the pandemic.
Oh, absolutely.
Like we had the first 2 weeks, we was like, "Yo, what's going on? They just stopped the Utah Jazz game. What we doing?"
Yeah.
And then it was just like that, and it was like, "Oh, we be back regular in a couple weeks."
This is for real.
Yeah, and then like we be back cool in a couple weeks, and then a couple weeks turned into we out at the D-Nice party on Zoom, and then that turned into the NBA coming back. We got the bubble. We got some entertainment a little bit. But then what was crazy was when we got to basically the end of, almost near the end of the bubble, and they're like, "Yo, we got a vaccine. It's close. We here. Like, we're going to start getting this out. It'll probably be ready to go to everybody by November." You got sick Trump on TV like, "Yeah, I'm going to get it. And I did this for America. I'm the best. Vote for me." And it's crazy. So, like, when you first heard that news, how did you as a black man think about the vaccine?
I realized that I hadn't heard that language before. Like, we working on a vaccine and it's here. Mm-hmm. And we'll be done with it in a short amount of time. I haven't heard that language before. Mm-hmm. So vaccinations, I'm familiar with it. Didn't know too much about it before. Like, I know what a vaccination is and what a vaccine is, but I didn't really understand the history of vaccines, where they started, how long they took to make, what were the studies, what were the cycles of tests that had to be done. I really kind of just need to know like what our marching orders was, because I think everybody just wanted to get back to normal. Like normal, the word normal was a trigger word for a lot of people. Like, let's just get back to normal. This don't feel right. This don't feel normal. Like, I just wanted to figure out what's going to get us to normal. So vaccine seems like it was the closest word that we associated with normal.
Right. If I could say something about normal real quick, I learned that normal was probably wrong in a lot of ways, right? Like I found a lot of us trying to get back to this normal space. But I was like, honestly, I think the normal space is what got us here.
Right.
And one of the biggest example for me was the planes. And so imagine I was like, maybe we shouldn't have ever been cooped up that many people to the plane.
Somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you just I start thinking about normal differently.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like when I think about the protocols that we had to take at work, and like now I'm in my trailer and I see my clothes are in like this plastic bag that I gotta unwrap it in. And now the way I'm certified viral infector engineer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way I clean my trailer when I walk in, when I walk out, wiping it down, you know what I'm saying? Sanitizing it, the way that it was like, I don't know why I haven't been doing this.
Yeah.
And I think we've been too comfortable a little bit. And maybe that's why things are, you know what I'm saying, as out of whack as they are. You know what I mean? And so I'm not sure. I learned a lot about normal as well, is what I'm saying. And that normal piece is different.
That's good. That's how you go, like, you get the
for real, to be as honest as we said that. I said, this is bullshit. Here we go. You got this man in office doing what he doing and all this, and then now we got the vaccine now, and then there's this or whatever. But after you get to the facts, like you were saying, do the science, do the things, and it's worse than saying like to the norm. It's like, we probably was dirty, not doing the right things, like doing the right things. Because as you said before about, we saw our Asian counterparts who wearing these masks years ago, all the time, everywhere, whatever.
What you doing?
Like, this fashion, that's bad, whatever. But then again, Doc, right, breaking it down, the sneezing and everything and stuff like this. I don't want nobody sneezing on me or whatever. And then just like Royce saying on the plane, like I travel a lot. We go here and there, whatever, and then people be on the hat chewing, the kids be snotting, doing all this stuff, hat chewing, snotting the whole nine. And so it's funny because I would trip out like and joke with my wife about being damn near OCD for real. You know what I'm saying? When she'd break out wipes and sanitizer. This is before pandemic. So now it's like, she was gotcha. That's why I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, on that. And so that is the norm. That should be the norm.
To your point, it's like, new norm, right? And I think what it highlighted was, at least initially, like, how prepared were we for an epidemic in the first place? When you look at government funding for these type of issues, public health, telling people to take their medication, telling people to do the right thing. There's not a lot of money in that. There's not a lot of money to educate people to
stay healthy.
All those type of things. So if that's not funded, you might not necessarily see our preparation for the epidemic was to come, or a virus. But you listen to somebody like Bill Gates talking, one thing he would always talk about is like the one thing that's going to get the world is an invisible virus that can't be controlled. When I heard about the vaccine, I was looking forward to hear about the vaccine approval because to me that was like, okay, we got something that's going to be able to control it. Like my background is in research, public health, and so I have a different lens, and I'm probably a lot more open and positive about what that means going forward. And but what it really meant to me was that it's going to have to take a lot of explaining to address a lot of the issues that's going to stop people from taking the vaccine.
Absolutely.